What is up, YouTube? Today we are back with something new, something a bit different. So there's this Twitter account. Yeah, I know Twitter is generally a cesspool nowadays, but it still has its moments. There's this Twitter account called Deadlock Anonymous that I've been following for a while now. And what they do is they allow people to submit their opinions, their hot takes, you know, just general thoughts about Deadlock. They allow them to submit them via DMs to their account, and they'll actually tweet out these opinions anonymously, so you know people don't get blown up and all that. I've been seeing their tweets for a while now, and there are some very interesting opinions and takes that people have. So we figured kind of give our thoughts as a higher level player and maybe decide whether things are correct or not based on these tweets. So yeah, if you guys like this idea, then we can make it into a series. I think it's a pretty fun idea, so we'll probably be doing it regardless. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's start reading some of these. Started an Initiate 7 weeks ago, judge me. They're now Oracle 4. They started an Initiate. Does that mean they literally started playing the game 7 weeks ago and they're already in Oracle? Oracle is what, the 4th highest rank? So they're 3 ranks away from Eternus. Honestly, for only 2 months of work, that's pretty good. I would say that's pretty something to be proud of. They probably have some MOBA experience or maybe some hero shooter both experience. Like to have this high of a win rate already, yeah, that's pretty good. But I feel like a lot of times people will just submit stuff like that just because they wanna brag and they want people to like hype them up. Okay, this is an interesting one. I was wondering, would it be broken if Dispel magic gave you short debuff immunity after you use it for like 1.5 seconds or something? Also, I think it would be funny if Billy's charge and Abram's charge would cancel if they hit each other at the same time and resulted in both of them stunning. Second part is pretty funny. I'd be down for that, but this 1.5 seconds of immunity would be pretty broken. First of all, there would just be a better counter spell. You would just click debuff remover when like you're about to get hit by an ability, and then you'd just be CC immune for the next 1.5 seconds. This is basically what Beads was in Smite. But yeah, I think this is probably too strong. Yeah, I already feel like Dispel Magic is strong enough, and this kind of doesn't qualify enough as a skill check because it will just give you, like, you don't have to worry as much about the timing and everything, so I don't like the first part. I don't think that's a necessary change or a needed buff. The Twink of Ixia will pay. I had a horrible lane against him. Okay. Ooh, here's a hot take. Cosmetics will likely ruin the at-a-glance readability of the characters. I think there is a chance for that to happen. I mean, there already is a lot of like hectic stuff going on in team fights, especially around like mid-boss. There's just a lot of stuff on your screen, a lot of clutter. So add in skins to that, and maybe they'll change the effects and the sound effects of certain characters with the skins. I think it could definitely do that. I mean, I don't think it's something that you have to worry that much about, especially because like I feel like you can get used to skins pretty quickly. And as long as they keep like this general same like theme of like, you know, if a Celeste 3 has that like falling down effect and you kind of can like hear it right away, then, you know, keep that same thing. Like maybe it will change the color red, but you still kind of get the idea of like it's going to be a Celeste 3. I think you can get used to it pretty quick. I don't think it's something that you have to worry about that much, but I could definitely see this being the case because, bro, I saw a clip. I mean, it happens all the time in my own games, but I saw a clip the other day of like a crazy hectic mid-boss fight. Everybody's around in the pit. Everybody's spamming abilities, counter-spelling, parrying. Like, it's just so hard to tell what's going on sometimes. So I think there's definitely a chance for that, but I don't personally think it's something you have to worry about that much. Okay, another interesting one. This person says Majestic Leap for Lash is useless. If you engage, you're already above. If you're behind them, there is no problem with using your 2 and ulting. If you run straight on enemies 9 out of 10 times, enemies will shoot you and you won't leap. And after ulting, you're going 1+3 or 3+1, but you won't leap because probably enemies will damage you. I think this is kind of interesting. Now, there's some other uses for Majestic Leap, like it'll give you a shield if you go in, and you can also engage from much further away because you can get a lot of distance with it. However, I think generally people have started to go, I mean, I don't even think this is the case. People are building less and less Majestic Leap because people are just getting better at movement in general, like staying in the air longer by using wall bounces and edge boosts and just kind of playing at the skybox without needing Majestic Leap to begin with. So I actually think like you barely see any Eternus players or pro players build Majestic Leap nowadays. The only character they ever really build it on still is Sinclair maybe, and Pocket. And that's because Pocket movement is a little bit different and it allows him to use his 1 while keeping momentum. So it's actually still pretty good on Pocket. But yeah, I generally think this is true. It's just kind of a wasted slot nowadays. You could still get the shield and engage from further away, but I just don't think it's worth it. Just 3.2k that could be spent into other things that'll be more useful in general, like Stamina Mastery, which will allow you to play on the skybox anyway. So yeah, I wouldn't quite say useless, but I definitely think as the game has progressed and people have gotten better, Majestic Leap has kind of become an obsolete item for the most part. This isn't really a take, but I still want to talk about it. This person said, I started playing Deadlock in the beginning of March. I mainly play support page, but I'm looking to branch out into more characters. But in general, I feel that I'm very bad at this game. LOL. I'm an Arcanist 5, but I want to branch out into Mina, Apollo, and Shiv. Why are people so afraid to just it's a game? Like, just try it. Like, just play these other characters that you want to play, and you'll get better at them. I mean, you can watch like tips and tricks videos for them. I have some stuff like that, but there's plenty out there. You can watch some guides on these characters so you can play a little bit better right away on them. But for the most part, like, that's just the trial and error process of getting better at a video game. Like, try not to be so afraid. It's just Like, I can definitely understand the anxiety of playing a difficult game. I used to have that back in the day when I played StarCraft, like, in my opinion, the hardest game of all time. But yeah, you got to remember at the end of the day, it's a video game and you're trying to have fun. So have fun, play characters that you'll enjoy or that you'll think you'll enjoy. And if you have fun with them, you'll get better at them. And it's as easy as that. So stop being so scared. Come on, get out there. Okay, this one's funny. It says, please, Rems, I'm begging you, use a damn support build. There's like the gun Rem build that people go that I think, I mean, it's actually not that bad. There's also like a spirit build where you load up your pillows with anthrax and nuclear bombs. But yeah, I mean, in general, I think people are doing that a lot in Rem. But to be fair, like, in my opinion, Rem, even with a support build, isn't that useful. So I don't know. At the end of the day, if you could maybe carry with a gun Rem build and steal a bunch of souls from the enemies by doing their sinners with your helpers and getting fed off of that and building like carry with that, I mean, I personally wouldn't mind that as much. Like, to be clear, at the end of the day, if there's a Rem on my team, I'm kind of sad either way. I just don't really like this character. I don't think he's actually that helpful. But hey, I think Deadlock players in general are so adverse to people trying out and doing weird things with builds. I think that is like the most fun part of MOBAs is trying out crazy builds and trying to make them work. And I feel like generally speaking, Deadlock players are so adverse to that, and I just dislike that. Though I do think in general probably you should be building support on Rem, but you know, stop hating the outside the meta stuff, please, guys. Come on. Okay, this person says, can you guys actually start shooting through my paradox wall, or at least stop strafing away when I wait for your stupid little brain to start shooting objectives before popping it? It's 30%, then 65% gun damage and ×2 bullet projectile speed. Isn't that good enough for you? What do I need to do for you to accept shooting through my wall? Period. I actually think this is true. I mean, even in Eternus 6, like, I see people just not shooting through the wall when they can. I do think one reason for that is the visual clarity that we were talking about before. It's kind of hard to tell whether it's an enemy paradox wall or your own wall. And now that might be obvious if, you know, there's only one paradox in the game. If she's on your team, you know she's on your team. But in the middle of like a tense situation where you're trying to like, you know, get the walker before they get there to defend it, and like it's just not always that cut and dry. So I think that's part of the reason for it. But also, paradox players, you got to position it into a spot where like you actually want to be there when the enemy arrives. Because like if I'm trying to play towards the side, towards the stairs, so I can get infinite rounds, or like so I can get out of the situation by exiting stage right. If you're putting it right in the spot where they're definitely going to go to, and we're going to be out in the open for like a Lash ult or something, you know, you got to position it a little bit better as well. So I think it goes hand in hand. But yeah, I do think people in general do avoid shooting through the paradox wall when they obviously can a lot of the time. So not a bad take. How are my teammates in Ascendant and die 8 times in the first 12 minutes of the match? I need these people to never log into a video game again in their life. That seems a little bit harsh. I think we've all been there. And honestly, especially in Ascendant, not quite so in Eternus, but I feel like the early game is not as important. Like, you can come back in these games very easily, even when you're feeding, because you're kind of not worth a lot once you start died like 8 times in 10 minutes, and your respawn timer is really short. So once you actually get a trade in that lane where you killed the person that's 8-0 versus 0-8, which eventually will happen, I mean, unless you're literally inting, it ends up being not too bad, and like you can definitely come back in those games. But I do understand the general idea. But yeah, I think KDA, I think people care about their KDA just a little bit too much, and especially when you say stuff like never log into a game ever again. Like, I mean, we've all been there. I mean, this person who's complaining about this has been there. I just know it. And if they haven't, that means they're not playing aggressive enough or risking things enough because they're so worried about their KDA. Okay, wait, this one's crazy. This one's wild. I'd rather regrow my foreskin and perform my circumcision again using only my fingernails than ever go against a Doorman again. Such an unfun character to go against. Ritualist 1. I love how people they feel like they need to put the ranks in for stuff as well. I mean, pretty valid. This character is the best character in the game right now by far. So, I mean, I don't know if I would go this far, and I don't think this person would either, but I get the idea. I get the idea behind it. Okay, here's a hot take. Y'all not ready for this conversation, but many of the meta's balance problems would be fixed if they completely removed rapid recharge as an item and reworked charge abilities. So this is May 12th, so this was only a few days ago. So we're talking about the current meta. So I have no idea what this person is talking about because the meta is not dictated by rapid recharge at all. In fact, I'm trying to think of the top meta characters right now. Doorman does build rapid recharge, but I wouldn't necessarily say like it's what enables him to be OP. It's the fact that he does so much damage with his bells, like the scaling on them. And then also the fact that his door is insanely strong. That has nothing to do with rapid. And then all the other characters that I'm thinking like that are top of the meta. Mina doesn't build rapid. Apollo doesn't build rapid. Shiv doesn't build rapid. Some of the gun characters don't build rapid, like Warden. that's really good right now. Yeah, I was just making sure by looking at the heroes, but literally not like Bebop's top of the meta doesn't build rapid. Mirage doesn't build rapid. The only character I think they maybe were talking about before was Infernus, because he was very, very good before, but they nerfed his damage on objectives, so he's no longer that OP. But also that wasn't because, I mean, rapid for sure helped him, but it's the fact that he had such a low cooldown between the charges. Like, they just needed to make it so he couldn't use back-to-back dashes, because he just could get out of jail so easily, so often. And that was also after they reworked Infernus Dash to have charges once it's max, which I don't even necessarily think they needed to do, because now he has 2 charge ability, so he gets a ton of value out of rapid. But yeah, this is just a horrible take. This literally doesn't make any sense. None of the top characters are even abusing rapid, and I don't even think there's ever really been a meta where it's been that broken. So yeah, bad take, shit take. Okay, moving on. I think Greyvolt should spawn 3 times as many ghouls, but they... Is it ghouls? Gals? Ghouls. I think Greyvolt should spawn 3 times as many ghouls, but they run faster and don't explode on contact. They just attack you. Not because I think it would be more balanced or whatever, but because I think it's really funny to imagine getting jumped by a horde of like 30 plus zombies in the middle of a team fight. Honestly, I think with there's a PvE mode that's been rumored to be coming to Deadlock. Maybe something like that could be happening. We could be playing Nazi zombies in Deadlock. I mean, honestly, that sounds fire. I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, this does sound this does sound kind of funny. I mean, I know this is more of a troll suggestion, but hey, I wouldn't be opposed to it. As long as the zombies themselves aren't that strong. Maybe if they died in a couple shots. Might be kind of fun to like be clearing hordes of zombies in the middle of fights and stuff. Although we talked about the visual clutter, that might get a little crazy, but hey, not a horrible suggestion. They should nerf Knife Shiv and buff Dash Shiv. This would be funny, I think. It's your own fault for willingly entering a hallway with the hallway Ultra Predator TM, to be honest. I mean, buff Dash Shiv, I don't know about this. Dash Shiv is already really, really strong. He's an S tier character, and you go Dash build, at least when it comes to the mid game. But I think they're joking either way. It is the hallway Ultra Predator that does it for me. I mean, that is what he is. I mean, you do not want to be getting stuck in hallways, grouping up as a team. Like, you can tell a lot of the time, Shiv will like go through a veil and just like, you just know he wants you to come in there so you can group up for his dashes. And if you do, and he gets a lot of value out of that, he can literally win the game off of it. So stay away from those hallways. That's where the Ultra Predator lies. Miss Shelley is an important character in the world. She should be fighting in the Deadlock. I want to play as her. Please, Valve. Agreed. I don't know what I don't know what this dribble is about, but the second part says, buy Shadow Weave plus Cheat Death on Geist, lower your HP from neutral / mid boss, then sneak up and soul exchange some noobs and get free wins. Ooh. Wait, that's kind of spicy. So basically what he's saying is like get super low on your own by doing like neutrals and stuff, and then have Shadow Weave, which allows you to go invis, and then walk up and Geist swap somebody so they're 1 HP and you can insta kill them out of your invis. Honestly, it's kind of spicy. I kind of like that idea. Maybe we could try a build for something like that. Although I hate playing Geist, so probably not going to happen. Okay, something I'm definitely passionate about. Am I crazy for saying that a pick and ban system is very much overdue for the game at this point? I think we have a diverse enough cast of characters to warrant a pick and ban system at this point. Kind of rehash the same point there, but washed up homosexual phantom. Okay, some good important information there at the end. But yeah, I think it's long overdue as well. I think there's definitely enough characters already. Just have 1 ban per team. It doesn't need to be 2. Well, I take that back. 1 ban at the start and then have a second ban after the first 3 picks like they do in competitive. I think that would be fine. Definitely don't want to go towards like 3 bans or 4 bans yet. But yeah, I think the current matchmaking is just a little bit too random, and I think picks and bans is a huge part of MOBAs, and I think it's super fun. The strategy of it is super cool as well, and it's definitely a skill ceiling part of the game as well. Like, I personally think I'd be really good at drafting in this game, and I just would like to be able to do that. So yeah, I think picks and bans is definitely, I wouldn't say long overdue, but I think it should come soon. At the very least. This person is a Lash main for 350 hours, and they said they find Ivy incredibly annoying personality-wise. Racist? Let's read this one. All of you are fake demons submitting posts of Ivy / Silver are so hot. Like, wow, you're so crazy. Meanwhile, I'd want Sinclair threesome, Oathkeeper fingering, goo play, 7 Eastim, etc. But you don't see 4,000 posts about it because real freaks move in silence. Everybody calling troopers minions has been an upsetting reality check regarding Dota's relevancy. I don't really know what that means. Do they call creeps or the minions in Dota? I figured they call them creeps or something. I mean, I know in Smite we call them minions, so I don't even know what this means. I feel like people call them everything. Creeps, troopers, minions, like it doesn't matter. Like Deadlock is a game where a bunch of communities, bunch of people from different games are coming together. Like, people are going to call them different things. It's okay. Okay, wait, here we go. They should buff the Lash to insta-kill with his Death Slam. I mean, why is it even called a Death Slam if it doesn't kill them? Seems pretty lame to me, and the Lash isn't lame, isn't he? I swear Lash players are the biggest, like, RPers and LARPers in the entire game. Like, they're the Like, if you were gonna load into a game and have to bet on who on your team is gonna be LARPing, it's gonna be a Lash player. Like 100% of the time, you'll put your money on that. Oh, okay, we can maybe end on this one because this is an awful take. Genuinely, I think all characters should require an application of a relatively balanced form of gun and spirit combo build if we want to achieve not only the answer to the gun versus spirit debate, but to truly recapitalize what Deadlock means as an innovating frontier in hero shooters and MOBA. Hybrid meta is the way always. I don't know if this person's trying to be sarcastic, but this is an awful take. What makes Deadlock specifically, but MOBAs in general, so fun is the kind of variation in building and trying to make things work, like going gun mo or spirit haze and crazy stuff like that. Like, that is what, like, trying to push the edges of the meta and all that is what makes it so fun. To have every character build the same, first of all, everybody would just have the same builds. There wouldn't be any variation in builds, apart from maybe like an item here or there, which would be awful. And it's fun to lean into things that characters are good at. It's fun to lean into the, you know, super tanky aspects of Abrams, for example. It's fun to lean into the crazy gun aspect of, like, you know, a Wraith or something like that. Like, that is what makes the game fun, to just have everybody kind of be on the same, like, even green, even purple, even, like, weapon. I don't know. That's just a horrible take. This is awful. Awful take. Hopefully this person's being sarcastic. I sure hope they are. But we'll end on that. I think this video's gone on for a little bit here, but I mean, we only went through like a few days of people's takes from this account. I've been following them for a while. I think it's fun. It's super fun. This is a really cool idea for a Twitter account. I am definitely going to continue following them, and I'll continue doing videos like this if you guys like it. And let me know your hot takes down in the comments below. If you agree with some of these things that I didn't agree with, I would love to hear why. But that's basically going to be it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next, what are we going to call this? Maybe Deadlock's Anonymous review? I don't know. Or maybe we'll just be like reviewing spicy hot takes or something like that. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and healthy as always. Peace out, guys.